Hello. Happy Wednesday. Thank you for joining me for the last mile of my epic marathon that has been my day. I am coming at you fresh off of editing not one, not two, but 5 YouTube videos today. Leading a healthy meeting, having a one-on-one coaching call, leading a Patreon chat, and now I am here. I'm barely standing, but I'm here. Well, I'm not standing at all. Let's be honest, I'm sitting. I'm not standing at all. But y'all, it has been a marathon of a day. But I'm so glad to be here. And I'm so thankful that you guys decided to spend some time with me this evening. I see in the chat that Andy and Kathy have just kind of taken over. They're off and doing the thing. Doing well, except for the heat or humidity. Oh my goodness, yes. So we've got Andy is here and Kathy is here. And then I saw Lissa come in. Where is she? There we go. I can get ready for bed in under an hour if I actually do it instead of, imagine that. Imagine that. I have the same problem. I'm much more effective when I am not scrolling the interwebs and instead of actually doing the thing that I'm supposed to be doing. It's amazing. It's amazing. Let's see who else is here. We've got Lauren is here and Donna is here. I want to just give a quick little shout out to the individuals who have been with me all day today, because there's a handful of you. There's one who gets the epic gold star because she was also my coaching call today, but there's a lot of you that have been spending multiple hours with me today, and for that, I am so appreciative. Donna, hello. Hey, I haven't seen you in forever. Lissa would be one of those people. Lori, hello. And Kim, good evening. Good evening. And Julie and Jordan. Marlene, you made it. You made it. It's been a crazy day for, oh, you still have one more appointment? That is crazy. I'm so glad that you are here. Shelly, hello. I love seeing my healthy family come over. Healthy, Healthi, as in the app. I love seeing y'all come over because there's no Wednesday evening meeting anymore. So at least you get to come and hang out with me. As a pleasant little reminder, this is not a healthy sanctioned event. This is me and Diva and the Divine and my own personal thing. So what I talk about is in no way associated with healthy, just so we all know. He said doohickey. I'll have you know regularly that I use doohickey in my everyday life. I do. Hello, Grace. Good to see you. It is so good to see everybody. It just makes me so happy to have you all here. You give me the energy to go on, my friends. You give me the energy to go on. So let's jump right in with the conversation today. And I would love for you to share your highs and lows with me. Highs and lows time is a chance for, as a community, for us to be able to celebrate each other and support each other and discuss the things that are happening in our lives and the things that we're working on. So I want to hear about your high. I want to hear about your low. I want to hear about your wellness win. And I want to hear about maybe something you're working on. What is your working on it as it pertains to, I say as it pertains to your wellness journey, but it doesn't necessarily have to. If you have something else that you are working on that you would like to share, by all means, share that as well. I'm going to go ahead and get started with my high and my wellness win are essentially the same thing. And I have a couple. And if you came to my healthy meetings today, I'm sorry. You heard it once already and you're going to hear it again. Okay. So as you guys know, I'm a member of a choir now, and new members of the choir got sized for their concert attire yesterday. Yesterday? Monday. Wow, this whole week has blurred together in one giant mess of things. Um no, there is not a way to see everybody. All you can see are the people that are active in the chat. So I can see that there's a number of people on here. I have no idea who those people are. I only know who's here based on who decides to say something. So, um, so with this new concert attire, right? We had to go and we had to get sized. And for the first time, pretty much in my life, I didn't opt for a size that was like, oh, it's a little snug, but I'll fit into it by the concert. I just walked up to the lady and said, y'all, and when she goes, what size are you? I'm like, I'm roughly a size 12, give or take, depending on the type of clothing. So she gave me shirts to try on, of which the sizing I did not understand because the shirts that I got were a 16 and an 18. And I tried on the 18. I decided not even to put on the 16. I was like, let me try the bigger one first because it makes the most sense. And it fit fine. It fit fine. But I went out there and I got her opinion. She goes, let's try just the next one up. And I was like, you know what? You're right. And I tried it on and it was much more comfortable. It was much more flattering. And so I got like a 20 in the shirt. And it was the most not dramatic situation. I didn't feel a particular way about it. I wasn't offended. I wasn't filled with body hate. I was nothing. Nothing. It was just so neutral. And now I have the confidence knowing, and our skirts are getting custom made. So we had to go through measurements and whatever. And again, totally drama free. And I was just like, do you know how awesome it is to just know that your stuff is going to fit because you had the audacity to actually pick the thing that fits your body now, to appreciate and accommodate the body that I have right now? Oh, it felt so good. And it felt so hassle free and drama free. And guess what? Nobody was judging me. Not a person. There were people of all shapes and sizes getting sized yesterday. And it was no, it is I'm not a 20. I'm about a size 12. I don't know what the sizing of this shirt is. I don't know what it means. There was a whole host of sizes. Like literally I said I wear a size 12 and girlfriend gave me the 18. So she knows what it means. I don't know what it means. But I didn't take offense to any of it either. I was like, you know what? It's fine because it's the size that fits me, whatever that number is. And it just felt really good. I am seeing new faces here. Hello, Carrie. Hello. And Linda, hello. Oh my goodness, my friends. It is so good. So that was like my high. That was my high. And I can keep going. I'm currently sitting in a pair of shorts, a pair of Bermuda shorts, that didn't fit me at the beginning of the summer. And they fit me now. Y'all, I stopped tracking in July. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I don't know if you saw it on Instagram. I also was looking through some old footage because I was trying to empty stuff off of my computer because my storage is getting a little bit low. Thank you, this camera and filming in 4K. But I came across a video that I filmed last fall, and the difference you can see in my face is bizarre. It is bizarre. And the reason I say it's bizarre is because I compared it to the face that I've been looking at in the computer all day, which is today, which is PMS to the max because Aunt Flo is due tomorrow. And so I'm always puffy and bloated and whatever. And I'm in this pair of pants, shorts, whatever you want to call them. And my face looks thinner than I did a year ago when I was tracking, when I was restricting, and when I was actively trying to lose weight. Make it make sense. It doesn't. It doesn't make sense, but it's a good high. The low, I have a low. Okay, I have a low, and a low is also probably the working on it. And I did a couple of things this week without my braces on, and they involved just like standing for an extended period of time without anything to lean on. And it was like 10 minutes. And I think last night at worship team, it was like 20 minutes. And it was hard. I actually found it incredibly difficult to stand there without support of anything. And the reason is my low is because it was alarming to me. And for those of you that don't remember, I have a progressive disability, right? So this is not an unexpected thing, but it was still an alarming thing. And so my working on it is girlfriend's got to get those legs back in shape. And so one of the things that I'm going to start doing, and as ridiculous as this sounds, I'm going to start standing in the middle of a room for minutes at a time. Just stand there. Doesn't matter what I'm doing, listening to music, watching TV, but I have to start standing. And of course, I haven't done that today because I've been sitting in front of this computer all day. But it was reaffirmed to me that, like, hey, this health journey you're on, that is, you're not tracking, you're doing everything intuitively. You still got to be active and work those muscles, because use it or lose it, girlfriend. So there's that. There's that. So that's all of my stuff there. Let me scroll up and see where the heck everything is. Jordan says her high is she got new cookware and got up at 6 a.m. and did my workout early and no lows. I love to see it. I love to see it. Working on trying to find the Harry Potter group. Lissa, can you get the Harry Potter group to the chat, please? Because necessary. The Harry Potter group starts. Okay, so let me give you a reminder of the Harry Potter group. So I did start a broadcast channel on Instagram. So I believe if you go to my Instagram profile, you will find a little button that says like bulletins, or no, I titled one my bulletin, but you should see one that says like my broadcast channels. Let me see, 2 channels. It says 2 channels. If you click on one says Harry Potter Book Club. Go ahead and join that channel. You can't chat in it, but it's a place for me to give announcements, okay? So do that on Instagram. But then if you go to my Patreon website, it's patreon.com/diva and the divine. You do not have to pay to be in the upgraded Patreon membership. You can if you want to. I would love to have you. Our Discord channel is on point and always chatting. One of the calls I had today was the goal setting chat that we have every month with the Patreon group, the paid Patreon group, to be clear. So it's absolutely worth the $10 a month, if you ask me. But you don't have to pay to be in the Harry Potter group. Underneath my picture on my Patreon page, there is a button that says something like join the community or something. Just click the button. That's all. You don't have to pay for anything. You will then be a free member of my Patreon. And posting on the free thread is where all of the Zoom links for our book club meetings, posts, schedules, all of the things. That's where that is going to be. Okay. So it's all taking place on Patreon, just not the paid side of Patreon. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions. Please feel free to ask. Job hunting is still the low. You don't wear a 20. I already addressed that. I went on an impulsive walk today, 3.22 miles in 54 minutes. That's great. That's fast. That's a less than an hour 5K. Love that. And 32 minutes of that in zones 2 to 4. Excellent. Excellent. Love it. Love it. Like which country? I don't know what you're responding to. I don't know what you're responding to. So if you could remind me. I love everyone just greeting everybody else. This makes me so happy. I've been really slowing down while eating and actually putting food back because I was satisfied. I love that. That is the joy of mindful eating, my friends. That is the joy. And I banished like half a dozen bottoms to the basement because they're not comfortable and they don't deserve to take up space in my drawers. And I love that phrasing. This does not deserve to take up space in my drawers because it does not work for me. Slowing down and really chewing my food is what she's working on, is definitely my working on it right now. My jaw is sore because I'm used to chewing as little as possible. What do I use? OS do I use? Oh, for my phone? The most recent one. Whatever that one is. Low. Little to no sleep last night because I was called into work. Hi, the Patreon goals chat, and I'm still awake and doing a few tasks. Julie has survived. Julie is on hour 3 with me, and I love it. The Patreon is worth $10. Thank you so much, Donna. I'm so glad you're a part of it. The Patreon is in the description of this video. So thank you. I actually think, was I on point? Join our amazing and supportive Patreon community. Okay, I wasn't sure if I threw the Harry Potter book club in there, but yes, if you look in the info box right below this video, it has a couple of videos you can watch. I have a new freebie. I have a new freebie. Instead of my macro-friendly grocery guide, I decided to do something that was a little bit more geared towards what I'm going to start coaching and intuitive eating. So I now have a free mindful eating worksheet for you. And so if you want that, the link to that is there. And then right under that link is the link to the Patreon page where you can do all of that stuff. My computer operator, I don't know. Whatever the most recent one is. I have everything up to date. Hi, that I'm going to Yosemite Park tomorrow. I love that. Low, not one thing put in my suitcase. I relate. I relate. I hate packing. Packing is my least favorite thing to do on the face of this planet. I don't know why. I don't know why it is my least favorite thing to do, but it is my least favorite thing to do. I meant which country were the shirts made of? Oh, I have no idea. I know nothing about these shirts. I just know that they're fabulous and glittery. They're black and they're like half sleeve length or maybe a little more, three-quarter sleeve length. They're super stretchy, so they're really easy to get on and off, which is for me really important because your girl has a problem dressing and undressing herself, like legitimate struggle. Thinking about the fact that I need to throw that in a video for my second channel. One more. I have one more announcement. But let me finish this first. So I have no idea. All I know is the sizing was what the sizing was. So did it mean like clearly I'm thinking that if it's like a size 20 and like, but I'm actually a size 12, like there's no way that it's actually like a US size 20. There's no way. There's no way because it fit me just fine and it looked great. And I am not a size 20. I am a size 12. So I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't even know the brand of the thing. I didn't pay enough attention to the what's it called? Hi, Saturday was a date day with my husband. We went kayaking into a brewery and distillery. So fun. No lows for me this week. I love that for you, Lauren. Before I forget, my friends, I'm going to actually type this one in myself because it's my responsibility. http://www.youtube. I'm going to click a little link. And if y'all want to help a girl out, and I can't type and talk at the same time. If y'all want to, did I type it right? I think so. If y'all want to help a girl out, my new channel launches next week. And I am so close to having 100 subscribers, and the channel hasn't even launched yet. And it is called The Disabled Diva, and it is entirely about life with my disability and with a disability. And I'm very, very excited about it. So if you want to support me and help me get those subscriber numbers up because I need a certain number of subscribers and watch hours and everything before I can monetize it and do all of those things. So I'm starting from scratch. If you want to help a girl out, click that link and go hit that little subscribe button so I can launch with 100 subscribers because that would be very, very cool. I had a bit of a mind-blowing moment today during the Patreon chat regarding intuitive eating and Golden Girls, which is my current eating show. Okay, let's hear it. I'll bite. I am not on Windows. I have a Mac. Yes. So all of that. I love that. Oh, that's the wrong button. I can't keep all of this straight. All right. So if you still have some highs and lows that you would like to share, by all means, please share them. But I wanted to dive into some. Oh, wait. First, we have a Golden Girls moment. We have a Golden Girls moment. Here we go. So, the Golden Girls, according to Lissa. There is a scene in Golden Girls where Blanche, Dorothy, and Rose are talking about how temporary life is. Why starve yourself to the point of thinness when you might drop dead at any moment? It's true. It's true. It's true. Y'all, I have read a really, really great book this week. I listened to it actually. It's available on Scribed, and it is an intuitive eating based book for not for Christians, written by a Christian. And so if you are a Christian, it hits a little bit harder than if you're not, I would think, but it doesn't mean that it's not filled with good information. It's called Feed Yourself by Leslie Schilling. And Leslie Schilling, I think that's her name. Let me scroll over to my Scribed app by Leslie Schilling. Yes. And it's wonderful. So if you need something to listen to, it's worth it. If you could die at any second, you might as well go and eat the chocolate cake. But then they mentioned that their luck, they'll eat the cake, gain 40 pounds, and live to be 90. Yes, the Golden Girls wisdom. That's what the author of Good Food, Bad Diet. She worked in a trauma unit as a dietitian, and she said something similar. Yes, yes. Intuitive eating is doing both, living and eating like you're going to die at any moment, and also like you're going to live for another 90 years. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. That is a great way to think about it because our job is to enjoy life, but to also respect our bodies. And quite frankly, if I'm going to enjoy life, I need to respect my body and I need to actively want to nourish to flourish. Did I just come up with that myself? Yes, I did. Nourish to flourish, my friends. Nourish to flourish. I love that. I need to put that somewhere. Okay, Lori, we'll be here when you get back. Maybe, depending on how long you talk to your mother-in-law. But that's the whole point, right? Nourish to flourish. Have your cake and eat it too. It's okay. You can do both. And that's actually, did we talk about this last week? I don't know, but we're going to talk about it again. One of the most profound things, and maybe I didn't talk about it because I want to make a video about it, but y'all are my people, so you get to hear it first. And if I'm repeating myself, sorry, not sorry. You need to hear something at least 7 times before it sinks in. We live in a world where society has taught us that the only option is or, right? We can either have rest day or work out. We can either be on track or be off track. We will get to that in a minute. We can either eat cake or eat healthy. We can either drink a gallon of water a day or go out for beer with the friends, right? I'm going to challenge y'all in this applies to your wellness journey, but it also applies to life in general. Where are you being influenced by ors? And anytime you have the or, I want you to change it. This one change is going to be so incredibly helpful, and it's actually going to be life-changing for you. Are you ready for it? Change every or to and. Gonna let that sit for a second. Change every or to and. I can eat healthy and have a piece of cake. I can drink a gallon of water and go out for beer with my friends. I can work out and have a rest day. Does this make sense? Does this make sense? You can do both of those things. There is no rule that says if you're abiding by one thing, you can't do something else. You're either perfectly on track, eating healthy, blah, 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 or you're not. No, there is no or. There is only and. It's the new Yoda. It's Yoda 2.0. There is no or, only and. Okay? So let's start acting like it. You can have your cake and you can nourish your body to flourish. Nourish to flourish and have your cake too. Okay? Do 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 do. I love the Golden Girls so much. Lissa, have you seen Golden Palace? Clearly not the same. Not as good, but fun to see. I also wanted to share, not sponsored at all, Bed Babe. It's a sleep powder you mix with water. But I rest so great, and when I get up early, I feel 100% rested. Y'all, I might need to look into something like that because the most horrifying thing has happened. Excuse me. The worst has happened. There's a Soul CBD sale happening right now. 30% off, by the way. If you use code DIVA30, you can get 30% off. I was going to restock on my sleepy capsules. The sleepy capsules are out of stock. And I am shook. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do because while the gummies are fine, the capsules are my babies. They're my love. They're my jam. So I'm like, am I going to have to start doing something where like I consume the 50 milligrams of CBD another way and then get the rest of the stuff somewhere else? Because why during the 30% off sale is the thing that I was willing to spend like $100+ on, probably closer to $200, gone? How rude. How rude. It has melatonin, hyaluronic acid, magnesium, and ceramides. Ooh, fascinating. Recognize a personal breakthrough. Love that. And sharing in another group I was in today, it upset someone. So frustrating that my passion and excitement and my lack of being able to speak through the emotion of it triggers someone else. I don't understand why I'm doing any of that, actually. I ran a cleaner today, actually. Because I was unloading the things. I ran my systems cleaner and all of those things. Once I finish with the original series, my next show for meals will be the Golden Palace. I love it. Meanwhile, I didn't know the Golden Palace existed, so one day I turned it on thinking it was Golden Girls and was very confused for a very long time. I'm a little obsessed with Golden Girls. I went to Rue McClanahan's estate sale. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. No dream capsules is my nightmare. I know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And the sale ends like tomorrow, I think. I don't know what to do. I'm so sad about it. I'm so sad. Um, Anyway, so today, my friends, I mean, I already started lecturing at you, and I'm going to start preaching at you a little bit more. Today, I want to talk about, and I titled it, Why You Can't Stay on Track at Night and Other Things Worth Discussing. I see, and I would love if you guys wanted to comment other ones that you hear, things you need debunked, things you need to have talked through. But I'm going to put on my coaching hat tonight, okay? Because I am a member of a lot of groups on Facebook. I follow a lot of people on Instagram. I regularly see the same statements and the same struggles and the same posts over and over and over again. And occasionally I comment on them and I wonder, if people even bother to read it or take my words to heart. But y'all are here. And so because you're here, I'm going to assume that you take my words to heart, or at least you consider them before you throw them aside, right? Okay. So that being said, I want to talk about some of the most commonly heard, read, seen things on dieting, whatever, the fitness platform, right? Starting with why you can't stay on track at night. I hear this all the time. People's biggest struggle is, I do great during the day, but then at night I can't control myself. And then people ask for tips for stopping the late night snack. I stole that because I just saw Grace say late night snacks are my nemesis. Here is what I am 98% sure anybody who has this problem on a regular basis, and I'm not talking like extenuating circumstances. You had a heavy workout that day, or you're PMSing, and therefore you might be a little bit hungrier. First of all, back up the bus. Any of my friends who are currently within their cycle getting age, okay? The second half of your cycle, your luteal phase and onward, you need more food than you do at the beginning. I kind of wish, actually, this is brilliant and I should coin it, but I'm not tracking and coaching tracking anymore. So, it's fine. But plans should take this into consideration. Diet plans should take this into consideration. Plans like WW and healthy plans, all of them should take this into consideration, and they should follow your cycle, and they should like automatically boost your calories, macros, whatever, when your luteal phase comes around. That is brilliant. And why has no one come up with that? I digress. You need more food. You need more food in the second half of your cycle every month. So if you are in that phase of your cycle and you're like, why am I hungry? It's because you need more food. Okay. But actually, that's also the answer to why you can't stay on track at night. When I hear or read or see or whatever, I'm struggling to stay on track at night, it's usually preceded by, I do so good during the day. I stay on track during the day. And in my mind, do you know what the subtext of that statement is? I eat as few bites, points, calories, macros as humanly possible during the day. Do you get where I'm going to go here? Do you get where I'm going to go here? If that's your definition of being so good, of being on track, you're doing yourself a disservice. You're struggling to stay away from the snacks at night because you're hungry, people. Because you're hungry. If you don't fuel your body adequately, your body will take the measures necessary to make sure you get adequate fuel. And it's not going to care if that fuel comes from a healthy, well-balanced dinner or the bag of potato chips that you can't put down. In your body's mind, a calorie is a calorie that's going to give it the energy it needs to sustain life. And if it has to convince you to eat a bunch of potato chips to get the fuel it needs, it will do that. It will do that. So what's the solution? The problem is you're under eating during the day. That is your problem, right? People like to hoard their points, bites, calories, macros for the end of the day for whatever reason. But that is the actual thing. That is the act that is actually doing them the biggest disservice. When you hoard your bites, points, calories, macros for later, then you're not fueling yourself enough during the day. And so your body all day is going, why won't she feed me? Why? Why won't he feed me? This is what your body is thinking. So all your body's concerned about is getting enough fuel to make sure you stay alive. So you constantly have to snack. You feel ravenous. You feel hangry. You feel grumpy, lightheaded, all the things. Y'all, those are all signs of hunger. Those are all signs of hunger. So what's the solution? The solution to why you can't stay on track at night is eat more during the day. I don't care. I don't care. If you're following bites plans right now, points plans right now, use a solid chunk of them in the morning. I don't care what you're used to. I don't care if you're used to 0-bite breakfast. Freaking put some bites in there. Okay? Put some points in there and spend it on a fat. I don't care. But get all 3 macronutrients, be protein forward, do not be afraid of carbohydrates, and fuel your body. And then magically, you're not going to snack at night anymore. I promise you. I promise you. If you eat enough during the day, you will not struggle with eating at night. I promise you. Okay? That is the solution. That is the solution. Checking comments. Late night snacks are my nemesis. So sorry that I wasn't there. You know I would have had your back. Late night snacking is my issue. I could understand why you had regrets giving that away. Jennifer, you're working through your things and you need to talk about them. I would think that if others have an issue, perhaps they need to look further into themselves, maybe. Just saying. There you go. On point. So true. Yes. Love it. Love it. I like to listen to these kinds of videos, podcasts at night to distract me. I just hope we don't talk about too much about snacks. Linda, I'm going to stop you right there. If you're hungry, go have a snack. If any of you are hungry right now, like actually hungry, if your tummy be rumbling, if you're a little lightheaded, not if you're noshy, but if you're hungry, eat. For the love of God, eat. Hunger is your body's signal to tell you you don't have enough fuel. It is your fuel light. It is your fuel light. Like, hey, we can't go much further until you fill us up. That's what hunger is. Y'all, that's what hunger is. If you're hungry, eat. You just described the bridges. Yes. And that's what it is. And that's why in the dieting world, a lot of people, even if they don't have diagnosed binge eating disorder, a lot of people will say they have binge eating problems. This is why. Because we are so good. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So good means overly restricted. That's what so good means in diet culture. Overly restricted. And then the weekend rolls around and you go out to eat and you lose your ever-loving mind. And the reason why is because you're so hungry, you're so restricted. And let's not even start on the mental side of just like the concept of restricting and how as soon as you say you can't have something, you want that thing, right? We can do a whole nother hour on just that topic alone, right? But that's the reason that when you go out, all of a sudden you feel like the whole week has gone to crap because you completely overeat because you're not feeding yourself enough during the week. If this has been one of the most profound things of the intuitive eating process for me, I eat enough every time I sit down to eat. And enough looks different every day. Like I said, Aunt Flo is knocking on my door and should arrive tomorrow. So my big breakfast and my big lunch, I'll actually admit it. I made myself a big salad for lunch and I overate. I ate the entire big salad because in the moment I was so hungry and I knew I had a lot of other things to do today. So I just kind of ate it without stopping to be like, actually, are you full? And so when I was done, I was like, actually a little overstuffed. The only reason that I'm not more upset that I did that is because A, it's natural, and B, I haven't gotten to eat dinner yet, and I'm not hungry. So my body's evening it out. Oh, you overdid it at lunch, so you're not hungry yet, and that's okay. So hopefully the next half hour or so, I'll start to get a little bit grumbly and I can go have a snack. Actually, I threw it away. I had a small Bobo's thing, which are delicious, by the way. There's like Bobo's muffins that have like the jam on the inside. They're actually very good. That my husband had upstairs in his office and I stole it from him and I'm just like, sorry, I'm going to eat something just to make sure that I don't end up completely crazed in the middle of this thing. So I had a little something on behalf of practical hunger. But let me tell you, like yesterday, we went to a worship team thing, like just a get together, and we had Qdoba burrito bowls for dinner. I had a nice big, delicious, full of all of the things. And it was so good. Burrito bowl and a couple of mini chocolate chip cookies. And that was at like 7 o'clock is when I finished eating. I didn't eat the rest of the night. I didn't come home and have like a second dessert or a snack or anything because I was satisfied. When you eat enough, you don't constantly think about food. I haven't even I haven't even thought about the fact that I don't think about food nearly as much anymore. I'm not even concerned about it. And that was not that like up until handful of weeks ago. Like that was not normal for me. I was always thinking about the next opportunity to eat and all of, but just kind of been like, I'm done with it. I have this freedom to work on other things. I haven't thought about food all day because I've been working, and I go, oh, I'm hungry. And I got to a point when I finished a video, I'm like, I need to eat or I'm going to lose my mind. And that's when I ran downstairs and I had the too much of the salad, right? And that's just been my whole day. I only think about food when I end up hungry. This is a revelation I am having in real time. In real time, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is it. This is what it is. So yeah. What if I'm not hungry in the morning? Well, it absolutely depends. So I am actively working on one of the things that I am doing for me and for my hormone balance and all of those things is doing my best to not eat food or not drink coffee before I have food in my system. So there has been one day since I was challenged to do this, I think 3 weeks ago, there's been one day where I have deliberately said, I just need my freaking cup of coffee. Leave me alone. And even after that cup of coffee, I kind of found that I got hungry and I ate a little bit late. I ate immediately after the cup of coffee. I was like, oh, actually my digestive system is awake. I'm going to go eat. So I'm actively working on making sure I consume something. Now, let me be clear. Sometimes that's something actually most days this week, that something was me opening up my container of smoked salmon and picking out like 2 pieces of salmon and eating salmon. So it wasn't much. It wasn't much in terms of caloric value, but I made sure that I had water and food in my system. But that is something that I'm working on personally. So it depends on a handful of things. And I haven't researched with any validity yet, but there is something to be said for eating a little something in the morning to get your digestion moving, to get your metabolism moving. Because I have found, no joke, I have found that since I have been doing this, I am hungry in the morning. It's not a ravenous, crazy hunger, but my tummy's going, hey, you're empty. You want to feed me? Thank you. And it has been a really pleasant experience to actually, instead of staving off my hunger till 11 o'clock because I've been drinking coffee first and just shutting things down, I motivate things to get moving, and it works really well. So it's entirely up to you. I am somebody who personally is eating in the morning, even if I'm not hungry, but it's not much. What I do is I have a nosh. I have a little nosh, just a little something to be like, okay, check the box. I put something in my body before I drink my coffee. And then I will go back and have actual breakfast when I'm actually hungry. Snake and goat pie. Pygmy is a goat. A pygmy goat. Yeah. Pygmy goats are cute. I ate a filling dinner. I am good. Good. If a baby is screaming and crying because it's hungry, do you say to it, no, baby, no snacking because it's nighttime? Exactly. I'm glad I don't have money to eat out. Yeah, we're all built. We are all born with the innate ability to listen to our hunger signals. Babies do it really, really well. You feed the darn baby. Babies have learned to eat when hungry. Yep. And some daycare centers that I've worked at, I've had coworkers tell me it wasn't time for the baby to eat. Oh yeah, that's terrible. No. It's when the baby learns from society and diet culture how to restrict. And it's how to do all of the things, right? Clean your plate. There are starving people in Africa, China, wherever you want to put them, right? You can't have dessert unless you finish your food. That's what I grew up with. I grew up with those, right? So I grew up with clear your plate. I grew up with eat even if you're full. And that is also just as damaging to listening to your hunger signals as the restriction mindset, right? All of it is damaging to your hunger signals. And society in every way, shape, and form takes away our ability to listen to our God-given gift of listening to our body, right? It's crazy when you think about it. We were all born with the ability to go, hey, I'm hungry. No thanks, I'm full. Every single one of us. Every single one of us. Part of intuitive eating is practical hunger. I know if I don't eat a little something before I work out. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why, like, I ate the little snack right before my live stream because I'm like, well, I'm not hungry enough for dinner, but I don't want to take the chance on everything just falling apart, right? Andy says he eats when he needs to. Yes, including times. Sometimes I mention the times. I was going to say I pretty much average the same time, but that's not true at all. I will start from this point forward. I will start putting the times in my videos. I do have the last video I uploaded was what I eat in a day on intuitive eating, and I have one more in the pipeline for you. And I'm going to keep doing them. I read this business video. I read this business book the other day, and I polished it off in like 3 days because a friend of mine wrote it. And one of the things that was really, really important, because it's about how to leverage your content to help you get business, right? So leveraging my YouTube content to help me get clients and things like that. And the thing that she said was about, the need to repeat yourself and the need to make sure that people understand what it is that you do. And it made me go, huh. So I need to be posting a lot more about this is what I'm doing intuitive eating, then this is a vlog about this. This is a vlog about this. And they all essentially end up the same type of vlog, right? A day in the life. But like I need to position all of them as, and this is what I'm eating on intuitive eating. And this is what I'm eating on intuitive eating because this is what I'm doing. And this is how my coaching is going to be and all of those things. And it was really interesting. So and what's nice about this is what I eat changes, right? So I could very easily put up a what I eat on intuitive eating every single week and it will look different, which is awesome. Also, I need a poll. Let me know your thoughts on Vlogtober 2023. Let me know your thoughts. I had a WW leader tell us you could figure out how old someone was based on where the starving children lived. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yes, that is true, Andy. That is true. I'm sorry I dropped the live. My phone went dead. Oh no. Oh no. Well, you're back now. It's important to fuel your, it's so important. There have been so many things in the last, so like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm gonna be real honest with y'all. So I started this in the beginning of July, right? Is when I said, I'm going to do intuitive eating. I'm done with tracking. I need to be done. I need to be done with this whole thing. Just within the last week and a half or so, the more I read, the more I'm learning, the angrier and sadder I am getting about all of the things that I have immersed myself in the last 15 years. And a lot of the things that I see that are many of you are involved in as well. And it's very challenging for me to want to get up and preach to the highest heaven because I feel like my rose-colored glasses have lifted and I'm seeing things for real. But I also want to not be inaccessible. I don't want to come across as unsupportive. I don't, but like this is just me being honest about what I'm feeling as I'm learning all of these things. And it's just my eyes have been opened. And one of the things that I read by not coincidentally another Christian person was your body was, oh my gosh, and I'm going to get the quote wrong. Shoot, I'm going to get the quote wrong and I don't want to get your quote wrong. It's something like your body is, well, I heard another one that's like your body is not an ornament, it is an instrument. The same idea, right? Basically saying that the focus of our health and our body needs to not be for the aesthetics of it, but it needs to be for the functionality of it. Because we were made to go out there and do things. We weren't made to go out there and look pretty. We were made to go out there and do and live and serve and do all of these things. And when we are under fueling our body, we are not able to adequately show up in this life the way that we are meant to show up. And it's just the more little things I keep hearing about that, I'm like, I feel like I get hit the side of the head every single time I hear something like that. Like wake up or slapped. Slapped is probably an accurate representation of that. And it's definitely Rena, here's the thing. It works for everybody. Let me give you the blanket overview here. Intuitive eating is not a weight loss plan. intuitive eating is the letting go of the idea that you need to conform to a specific body type in order to be valued. And it is embracing health regardless of your weight, which is really hard for a lot of people. So yes, it will work for you, but your definition of work can't be it's going to make you lose 25 pounds. It might. There's absolutely a chance that it might. But you can't hold on to that hope because this is not meant to be a weight loss plan. It is meant to be truly the only thing that is actually a lifestyle. And it'll work because all you have to do, and I say this making it sound so incredibly simple, and it is not. Do not think for a second that this is easy, okay? Especially the longer you've been immersed in diet culture. But you just have to learn how to listen to your body. Listen to your body, respect your body, and the rest will follow, in my opinion. So it'll absolutely work for you. It'll work for anybody who tries it, but we have to redefine what work means. We need to redefine it. And that's actually something that I talked over with my coach a couple weeks ago. Because I was honest with her. One of the first principle of intuitive eating is letting go of diet culture. And I, for the life of me, can't think of the exact wording of it right now, but it's essentially letting go of diet culture, right? And I told her, like, as she's fishing for me to tell her which one of these principles I'm struggling with, and I'm sitting there praising the ones that I believe in wholeheartedly. And I knew she was trying to get, and so I sat there and I was like, what? I was like, okay, well, if I'm honest, I probably still have there's a little part of me that is not ready to fully release diet culture. And she's like, okay, why? And I go, well, because deep down I know that when I was on point with my plan, I was able to lose 57 pounds. It worked. And I know that that plan is still out there and accessible and could maybe work for me again. And that's why I can't pull up that final route of being immersed in diet culture. And she looked at me and she goes, do you still weigh what you weighed at your goal? And I was like, no, of course not, obviously. And she goes, then did it work? And I was like, does it work? I'm going to leave y'all with a lot to think about tonight. And this is deeper than I go in my healthy meetings and things like that for good reason. But that changed my perspective because no, the plan didn't work. It didn't work. Because if it did, I'd still be there, right? And I'm not. Instead, I clawed my way 10 pounds by 10 pounds by 10 pounds, trying to get back to that goal weight, but never succeeding and instead going in the opposite direction. And the more I'm hearing, the more I'm reading, I'm doing a lot of reading, you guys, doing so much reading. The more that we're talking about like research studies and things like that show that like obviously the way my body went is normal for 15 years of active participation in this lifestyle. The way my body went, which is not the direction I wanted it to go, but the opposite direction, is normal. And that is alarming. Y'all got me on my soapbox tonight. I kind of felt like by the time I got here, I was going to be so tapped out that I was going to get preachy. So, oh, there we go. I couldn't figure out where I was. It's important to fuel your body. Here we go. One of the things I've noticed since I've slowed down with eating, I haven't been hungry as quickly in between meals, which I'm thinking means that chewing means I'm actually getting my nutrients. How long do I want the poll for what? I'm suspecting that maybe me feeling hungry so often is because I haven't been getting the nutrients out of the food my body's asking for. So how did I get turned on to it? I mean, I've always known about it. I've always been intrigued by it, but I started working with a different coach and she kicks people out of diet culture and into embracing themselves and embracing intuitive eating. And so signing up with her was kind of the push I needed to get over the cliff, you know? We already addressed the whole it won't work for me. I'm currently listening to Aubrey Gordon's new book, and it makes me so sad for my younger self, the way that I used to hurt my body with the yo-yo diets and the negative self-talk. Her podcast, yeah, it's the Maintenance Phase podcast. Okay, that's what I thought. Hi, Rosie. Good to see you. I think a lot of us have been on the yo-yo cycle, have hurt our bodies and had the negative talk. Yes, yes. And that's the study I was talking about. The more you I'm not going to get the details right, so get just the general idea. But yo-yo dieting up and down and up and down is more dangerous to your health than having the extra weight on your body and not doing anything about it. The act of going this way and that way and this way and that way is more hazardous to your health. It took a few tries to get IE to start to click, and I'm still working on it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Does it work for you? Look at Andy getting all profound. What doesn't work for me about diet culture is that I could get smaller. I could even waste away, but I also hate myself and mistreat myself to get there. Yeah. Yeah. And that sucks. And you want to know what else I've been realizing lately? No matter what size it was, no matter what size I was, it was never good enough. It was never good enough. And my body, what I'm realizing about my body, and as I look at other pictures of my body, first of all, and I think I told you guys this, I encountered not too long ago, I was scrolling my phone, I encountered before pictures that I wish was what I looked like right now. And I was like, that was my freaking before picture. What was I thinking? So I had that moment, right? But I noticed that like the way things fit on my body and the way that I would be hypercritical about certain parts of my body, I was hypercritical about them at every single stage. At every single stage. My body doesn't act like it grows, it expands in size, but like equally all around. So like everything always looks the same. I still have the hip dips that make me crazy. I still have the widest part of my body being my love handle area 57 pounds ago. Like it's all the same. It's all the same. And I was like, if it wasn't good enough for me at insert weight here, then the problem is my weight. The problem is not my weight, right? And it's that kind of stuff. The more I've been reflecting and been like, oh, I would have been hypercritical of that part of me then too, and then too. And I'm like, and all I'm doing is trying to claw my way to a smaller size at which I will still be hypercritical of myself. What am I doing? What am I doing? Why? Why am I doing this to myself? And so that's why the choice of me getting into intuitive eating, first of all, I think overall I'm actually eating less. And which is, I mean, obviously I am because I have said that I have lost about 5 pounds on it. And I haven't weighed in a while because I don't hate myself. And I know that I'm bloating up like a balloon right now. And so I'm like, I'm not even gonna. But like, it's really interesting that like just having all of these realizations and being like, I could put myself through hell because that's what it felt like. By the end, I didn't want to track anything. I would literally open my MyFitnessPal because that's what I used to track macros. And then I would track breakfast and be like, I don't want to do this today. And so then I'd open healthy and be like, good old carb conscious, my love, my OG, my ride or die. And I would track in there for a little bit. But without fail, by the end of the day, I would fizzle out just because I didn't want to do it anymore. I was tired. After 15 years, I was finally tired. And that's the other thing. So like I've been thinking about it and then just I'm so glad I'm so glad. I have zero regrets. Zero regrets. And my goal is not necessarily to convince you to do the exact same thing because this like making the decision to want to lose weight is, oh my gosh, I'm realizing that I've definitely used this exact same logic to encourage people into diet culture. Oh my gosh. Do you see how in real time I'm learning and reflecting? People who are tracking and doing the thing and losing the weight and all of the things, they have to decide when it's right for them to try and dabble in this. I had a client who told me that she dabbled in it for the weekend. And I was so proud of her. I was so proud of her just for giving it a try. Just for seeing that the sky doesn't fall Her weight didn't change. It was great. Um, but everybody has to make the individual choice. It's a heart choice, right? It's a heart choice and a mind choice when you know that it's time to take the next step in your journey. And let me be abundantly clear, this does not mean that I do not have a wellness journey anymore. On the contrary, I think it means that I have a very powerful wellness journey that I'm in pursuit of. Like I talked about earlier with the weakness in my legs, girlfriend has to get downstairs and do the working out and do the small stuff, the balance work and the standing on her own, just like in the middle of the room with nothing to lean on. I'm a chronic leaner. I'm a chronic leaner. Why? Because I'm not strong enough to support myself for long periods of time. And I need to get stronger with the goal of getting stronger and doing all these things. And I need to make sure my protein intake is adequate and I'm taking creatine and I'm doing all of these things to help my body to give it the best chance to fight ahead of my disability. Could that mean as I lean heavier into that part of my wellness journey, could that mean that my body changes? Yeah, it could. It could. And okay, great if it does. But the premise of intuitive eating is also going, okay, fine if it doesn't, because this body is worth the work and the respect and the food that you feed it, regardless of the number on the scale. Oh, y'all got me preachy. Y'all got me preachy. I've been on my IEMEED journey for 3 years. Last time was 20 pounds, very slow but realistic, and I'm loving myself now. And that's my stuff is coming from love too. And my husband, God bless him, is being so good about regularly complimenting my body and regularly expressing interest and expressing desire. And I bought some crop tops. You guys know this by now. Bought some crop tops and I wear them and I go, man, looking pretty good. And he goes, man, looking pretty good. Like it can all happen at any size. It can all happen at any size, right? I love your mindsets and your thoughts. So please don't stop. I was at my goal weight in 2020, 2021. I still thought I had another 10 to 30 pounds left. Yeah. Not that it's my actual goal weight. Love the support y'all have for one another. I stopped tracking because I burned out and everything, and I just snapped. I can only track food for so long before it gets to be too much. You guys, can I tell you how much time I have now? Not only am I, and again, everybody makes this decision to do this in their own time, but this is my channel. I'm sharing my experience and my epiphanies with you in real time, right? Not only, and now I lost my train of thought. I'm tapping out. I can feel the energy just draining from my brain. I'm so much less stressed about food. Oh, I don't think about food anymore, right? I think about food when I go, oh, I'm hungry or I'm meal planning. That's about it. Because here's the other thing I've been doing. When I have found that I have a craving for something, those Reese's Animal Crackers or a piece of chocolate, I let myself have it. Sometimes whether I'm hungry or not, because if I'm craving it and I can't get it out of my head, I have permission to go eat it. So I eat it and then you know what happens? I'm done. I have 2 of the cookies and I go, okay, you got your taste. Congratulations. And then I can move on with my life. And it's so much easier than just sitting there ruminating on it all day, trying to find some diet alternative only to say none of these alternatives work and end up binge eating on the thing that you were craving to begin with anyway. Just let myself have the thing. So I don't think about food much anymore, unless there's an intentional reason for me to think about food. It's a lot less stress. I have so much more time not having to weigh and measure and worry about what happens if I use this ingredient that I have left in this recipe that is X amount of calories, macros, points, bites. Or what if I want to throw a couple extra vegetables in? How does that mess up the macros? Or what if doesn't matter? Doesn't matter. It's just so much more low stress and everything. And then stress, of course, with a stress reduction, your body does better things with a natural stress reduction. And I'm no longer stressed about it. And it's just overall a wonderful experience that makes me so very happy. Something happened post No Way May and I just couldn't do it anymore. I was obsessive tracker. I would weigh and measure every single thing in a recipe, even if it was something like a HelloFresh box. It's so much quicker cooking when you can just throw the food together. I need to get myself a meal kit box because I haven't had one since I was tracking. And I'm like, it's going to be so freeing to just make the food and eat the food and stop when I'm full. Huh. Imagine that. It's crazy. It's a crazy lifestyle, y'all. It's a crazy lifestyle. But you all have listened to me preach for an hour now, and I appreciate that so very much. That y'all are still hanging around. So I do have an announcement. Next week, there is no live stream. Okay. I will be back in action the following week, whatever date that is, the 5th, I think. The 6th. I'm back in action on the 6th. So I will post a reminder on Instagram, but there is no live stream next week. Okay. And to get ready for my 6 p.m. appointment, see you in the morning. I guess I don't know where you're located. You can tell me that later. I guess I didn't realize. I always think that people are either in Central Time or Eastern Time. There's a whole other half of the United States. Are there any good IE podcasts that you can recommend? So here's the thing. I don't have any yet. I've been focused on books. So I've been reading all of the books. I haven't been, oh, you're in California. Okay. So it's nice and early for you. So I don't have podcasts yet. I had an intense craving. Yes, I love that you. Yes, you told me about this earlier, and it made me so happy. It made me so happy. The No Food Rules podcast. Okay, there's a good one. Great. Love it so much. All right, my friends, I'm gonna let you go. Thank you guys so much for spending the hour with me. Thank you for seeing me through to the finish line of my marathon day. I appreciate each and every one of you. Take care, be well, and I will see you in 2 weeks. Have a great night.